Alright, this is our Thoth channeling number 5. Session 5 already. It's been 2 weeks since the last channel. So I'm sure he has a lot he wants to say. And I know he's been kind of just like letting me learn things. In the meantime, in between time, as they say. So yeah, let's just start and see what we get. I'm going to thank the entity known as Thoth, with aspects of Hermes and Tehuti. Thank you for your energy, for your assistance, for your wisdom. I want to thank the Great Mother and Sophia for also your energy, grace, and wisdom. I'm already hot. This is going to be interesting. I want to give thanks to anybody who comes on. I want to give thanks to everybody who views this message and where it's in divine alignment for you to be here for this message. Sending out an energy of love and a resonance. Hello, dear friend. Yes, there's nobody here yet. I mean, they may not come. It's very late in our time. Or we may have a couple people tonight, and that's okay. We're still going to give a great message, and people are going to see this everywhere. I try to keep these smaller for the sake of the energy, honestly. Are you ready, Thoth? He said, I am indeed. All right, let's do it. Just taking a second to channel in some more of his energy. Hello, good friends. It is I, Thoth. Sorry, y'all. I had to snap up out of that. I felt something weird. Hey, what's up, Rich? There was somebody else who came and stood right next to me, and I'm like, whoa, who are you? I had to check that one. They're right on top of me right now, too. They must be interested in this. Come on, Thoth. So let's start again. Okay, he's ready. Hello, friends. Again, one of my other aspects came in He was just standing really close to Isabel. She did not like it. But that was another aspect of me. Now he backed up a little bit now. So, it's been a while since I've been here with you. I'm still channeling in some more of my energy. And also working on some energy in the neck area. Aligning it properly for clearer channeling. You have to understand that when you channel, it's very important to have a balanced energy body. Now, Isabel's asking me a question. She's asking if I knew a secret. And yeah, it's pretty basic about your chakras. All right, expanding the heart. So, the secret of what I knew about the chakras was that there really aren't any chakras. All lights are one light, or rather, all lights are the absence of light, which is simply just a shade of darkness. Shades of darkness. I don't know why. And the word shades of deception comes to mind. But that's not true. The reason why I tend to deal with the color royal blue and even deep blues is because they deal with darkness. And that color deals with darkness, yet it's slightly separate from it. So when we think about the color of deep blue or dark blue or even royal blue, we do deal with primordial aspects, and yet we mix in just enough of the light so that we bring light, truth, wisdom, harmony to the aspect of the primordial realm. It's like bringing just enough order in the midst of chaos. So you can look at light as different orders, or different or ordered is a good word for it. Now, I don't know why we're in such a state of timelessness, Isabel and I, but we are. So while you really don't have to use your second chakras when you're learning about your energy body, it's advisable that you do. Because everybody wants to skip stages and steps to consciousness, and there's just no skipping the steps. You can learn them quickly. You can have an innate ability for them. But if you skip the steps, then you never get the complete experience. And that's the issue that many in your magical and spiritual communities are having now, is that they are skipping steps because they think they're so wise, or they think they know so much. And this is all just aspects of ego. So instead of skipping steps, what you all can do is just pretend that you know nothing and go along with your process. You can order your own process. You can order your own process for magic simply by learning. This is what Isabel's been into lately, working with the elements. Working with the elements is a magical process. Working with the elements is a process of working with your own energy, your own field, your own energy body. So I want you all to understand that as you are working with different energies within the 5 elements, the 5th being ether or soul essence, understand that you are just working with your own self. And everything is you and you are everything. Like that song that I can hear in her memories like an echo. So Isabel doesn't feel like singing it right now. So you all have to understand that it's so important that you just start with the basics and don't try and skip steps and be a wise man or a wise woman or the guy or girl who knows the most about spirituality. It's so important to be the fool. The fool. Like the fool in tarot. The fool is the only card that knows 0. Because it knows that it knows nothing. Therefore, it has access to everything. When you know that you know nothing, you indeed have access to absolutely everything. You have access to, I can see the map of the stars in my own mind, and I can see the ones I've been to, and I can see the ones I have yet to visit, and I can see everything. Everything. Everything is energy, and everything, the wars of the heavens, Star Wars. You can look up into the stars and see traces and feel them, and I mean see them vividly. If you can tap into that energy signature, you can see traces of what actually happened with Marduk and Tiamat. You can learn about the second moon of Venus. You can learn about Saturn and its ominous rings. Although the Saturn energy is finally letting up on you guys, so that's kind of nice. So I want you all to understand today that this isn't a race. And if you can't at least create some structure for yourself as far as the steps that you want to take, because choosing a spiritual path, choosing a magical reality is the path of personal responsibility. Isabel likes to talk about soul sovereignty. And yes, that is an aspect of it. That's a major aspect of it. It deals with your own liberty. and understanding that regardless of your body, that you are not your body. This is why I can use this body as an instrument, but I don't just jump in the body. I ask the soul that's contained within the body. I ask her permission, or its permission really, because she's more of an entity than a gender. And we decide that as friends, we're going to work together. So this is my friend. This is my friend that loves me so much that she would allow me to give you these messages because she loves you so much too. So this is how truly everything in the universe is connected through love. And entities that choose not to love, that choose to separate themselves, they even find love. Because you can't run away from love. You can't hide from it. You can't think that you can just disappear and love will never find you. Love will always find you. You can be in one of those negative leaning groups that want to sleek in the shadows, that want to harm children and eat energy. And you know something crazy? They'll still find love. They will be so resistant to it. But where they find love, well, these are very savage entities. So it's a little harder for them because they will backstab and betray one another. And they're so keen to... I'm putting up a barrier. They're so keen to... Sorry, guys. I got distracted. These entities are so keen to the essence of love. They've run away from the light of it, from the feeling of it, so much that if even one of them expresses love, they will turn on that other entity and actually murder them. Which doesn't really matter, because then that entity can just reincarnate back in the family, or since they can't get away from love, they might inhabit a lower realm. They may go back to source. It really depends on the entity's energy. I can't even really say if all these entities have souls, because it seems that they contract or petition out aspects of their souls. They're more like dealers in souls, like soul trading. And it's not me, it's Isabella's seeing this for the first time because she can see it. So her aspect is coming through like, what is all of this? So that's her. Because as I'm explaining this to you guys, I'm explaining it to her, and she can see my memories like I can see her memories. So she's looking like, what is this stuff? Okay, so let's move on. So basically, even if you create a very simple system, the basis of that system should be what's working with what's already around you. That'll be the easiest way to start, especially if you want to live a magical reality. Start with, and Isabel just did I'm talking about this because I know she was just talking about this. So I thought that this would be a good place for us to start tonight. I have so much more I want to say, honestly. So we'll start with this and then we'll expand from here. So starting with the elements, just as you would as a child: earth, air, water, fire, and ether. Ether, soul. Soul. That is what connects every being in this reality. It's our souls. It's the connectedness to the one, even to the zero point. It's our connectedness to the cosmic womb, to something that even stretches beyond the cosmos. It doesn't even really have a name. We try and perceive and conceive it, and we can even go there and feel it. But to name this essence that creates interconnectedness between all beings, it doesn't have a name. So the gender issue, I want to say something that's been making me very, not angry, very annoyed. There is a gross misinterpretation of the Hermetic laws. Gross misinterpretation. I gave these laws in order to bring light and enlightenment to humanity. They're cosmic laws. They're just understanding how things work, just like I'm telling you to work with your elements so you can understand the energies that created you and that move through your body. Then you can really start to work within the quote-unquote matrix, the illusion, the Maya. To call this even an illusion is really disrespectful, because even though your mind is indeed creating the reality, it is not truly an illusion. This reality is not illusory, because your mind is still creating it. It might be a projection. You can absolutely manipulate it. And I know for a fact that the earth herself is a real entity. She's a true being. So there's so much that's going on in this earth right now that is just disheartening in terms of wisdom. The lack of thought, the lack of wisdom, because we have fools that don't know that they should actually just be fools, because then they would know everything. Everybody's afraid of not looking like they know something or not being smart. I've been walking around here a lot lately, so I've been seeing some things. More individuals are calling on me. Some of you, I curse you. Don't call my name. I curse you, because some of these people are very, very entitled and selfish, and they want to contain my power, and that's not how this works. I'm sovereign just as you are. Do you think that someone who knows law and who knows wisdom would actually, a being of my stature and grandeur, called thrice great, not for nothing? I absolutely cannot be contained. I am not in a box. I don't worship Saturn. I'm beyond time. I feel very disrespected by these individuals. And if they call on my name in their folly, they will be cursed. And I'm putting this on record right now. Isabel's the only one that's actually brave enough to allow me to give this message through her. And I'm not very angry very often. I come to you in peace, harmony, wholeness. I come to you to teach, to show you love, to show you compassion, to teach you about the stars, to teach you about yourself, so that you can be free. And there are those children. They better never call my name. They'll be destroyed. Now, let's get back into the work, the fun. I'm not going to dwell on this too much. I said what I needed to say. So, she's getting angry for me. The interconnectedness of the all. Let's start there. When we're dealing with the interconnectedness of the all, we understand that Isabel just learned this, and I love this aspect of your science that's developing. And this isn't even new information. This has been out for quite a while now. As we look at smaller and smaller and smaller parts, you start to find the whole in everything. You will find an image of the whole in the sum of the parts, and actually in every individual part. I'll talk about my Hermetic principles in a second. I was very upset. People take universal law. You guys can't even master Earth, and you want to try and hack universal law. Shut the fuck up. Like, I don't even talk like this, but I'm just like, who are you people? It's so funny to me. Children, it's time to wake up. Children, it is time to wake up. Oh, you guys make me laugh. Not all of you. A lot of you are very noble, and a lot of you are very righteous. You know who I'm talking to? I appreciate you. So, when we think about the universe, and we think about how you can find the whole, the all, inside of the parts. So, imagine this, right? You actually have an image of your whole consciousness imprinted on every single cell in your body. And you are an aspect of the all, which means that you have the all in every single fiber of your being. So, isn't that beautiful? And yet, somehow, by some miracle, you can still be an individual and learn and have free will. Free will from a being that literally is everything that ever was, that ever is, that ever shall be. This being made a miracle. Free will, it's a miracle because it doesn't make sense, and that's the best part about it. We take free will for granted, but the truth is that free will is an absolute beautiful miracle that shouldn't exist. How can it exist if we're all one? If we're all from the same source? Every rock, every tree, every galaxy, every universe, all from the same source, yet all absolutely different, specialized, meaningful. Wow, right? Wow. What a loving creatress we have. To think that there would be a miracle is free will that exists. And that yet, no matter how deep you look, every fiber of your being will be imprinted with the all. You're never away from her love. You can't escape it because it is you. So, now, with the perversion of my principles, I'm taking this very seriously, and I'm looking into these matters more deeply. Now, I know that one that Isabel spoke on, and I may come up with new principles since these seem to be degraded. So please be aware of that. Those principles, those who are tapped into the message with me that me and my sister share, I may share them with her, and I may share them with a couple others that I'm connected with on the planet, and we may have to create new Hermetic laws, and I may come up with a new name for them. I'll allow channels such as this one to give the message and disseminate the message, and I'll assist obviously every way that I can. It's just that there has been such a degradation of these principles, and people don't realize that, okay, and I know Isabel was just thinking about this, so I'm going to bring this up. So you have the one, the all is mind and the universe is mental. Half truth. It was a mistranslation. Mental is a mistranslation. It's more like the all. It deals more with like the imagination, not so much the mind and mentalism. That's what I mean. Like it's a degradation of the principle. The all is mind. If the all was mind, why did we just throw it out in ancient Egypt? Well, they're just gonna throw that thing out. They're not gonna need it, right? You don't take your brain with you to the other side. You take your consciousness, people. So that's one that we'll have to reform, and I'll have to give a clearer description of. It deals more with imagination. It deals more with imagination. And it deals more with the aspect of creation, imagination and creation in this realm. So I'm trying to figure out a shorter way to say this. So it would be more like all is creation and the universe is the imagination. So it would actually be more like that, like all is creation and the universe is imagination. That's more accurate because it's true. It just makes more sense. Think about it. And so the law of polarity is not too bad. The only issue that I had with my law, the way it was translated of polarity, I'm just looking at aspects of it. Isabel needs to read these over again. She doesn't remember them clearly. Is that the focus is so heavily on duality instead of oneness. The law of rhythm is still decent, but it's just misused. So there are things like that we have to fix. Plus, you guys are moving into a new aspect of the galaxy. No, you're in a galaxy. You're moving to a new aspect of your universe. Different stars, different beings, different people to meet. So, not the same rules don't apply anymore. So I'm gonna take a second and see if any, I'll let Isabel see if you guys have any questions, and then I will come back if you need me. And I'm sorry not sorry. I know I got a little angry, but it was something that was necessary and needed to be said. Because I am loving and I am fun, but no. There are boundaries. Like I said, I'm beyond time. Don't you think I've mastered Saturn by now? Come on, children. So, I love you all, and I'll be back in a moment. Thoth is not gonna tell you about your lady friend and mom, because he doesn't fucking care. What am I spiritually? You guys are asking dumb questions. I mean, I don't want to say they're dumb questions, but to ask what am I spiritually, you could just ask me that, or get a I might block you guys for real, or just get a reading. It's basically that. I don't know if I should bring Thoth back or not. I don't know how long. How long have I been on? Oh, there's no time here. So I really can't see. Oh, let's see. What should we do? Thoth, do you want to come back, my love? He's so tight today. Yo, he really is mad at y'all. Y'all, I don't know what y'all did out there in the world, but Thoth is tight. I haven't seen him this mad in a long time. I don't think I've ever actually seen him mad. He's always come with like so much love, but no, this was his. Now, when I was sitting here and I felt something next to me, oh, it's been 40 minutes. I knew you were watching the whole time, Rich. He actually was talking a lot with you because you're so wise. Thoth, it felt like I was gone for years just now. He has a darker aspect that's all black. And that was the entity I felt next to me, and I'm like, whoa. And then I realized it's like two Thoths. And it was just another aspect of him. I'm like, hey, Thoth and Thoth, what's up? Y'all gonna merge and become one or what? So I like how they can manifest like that. Like they like, you know how like we'll have different parts of our personality, but we're one body. Like they can manifest like another version of themselves. Like, it's so crazy. Rich, do you have any questions? Oh, and I got it. Well, at least there's a carpet. He spit on the carpet. So rude. And then he talked about, dang, the Hermetic laws are fucked up too. Woo, y'all, we going through it today. Thoth having it. He was like, fuck this, fuck that, da. He was trying hard not to curse, actually. Because he doesn't curse often. At like ever. But he was finna do it today. I'm like, yo, what happened to you, homie? What is going on for real, though? Okay. I don't think he wants to come back, but let me ask him. Because he just got buck. Thoth. Thoth. Come on back. Alrighty, he's just bringing his energy back in. Hello. It is I, Thoth. Had a little chat with a friend, and I'm back at it. I feel a little better now. So, and yes, I still have feelings. They don't go away. Just so you guys know, they actually, the higher up you go, the more your feelings become amplified. So if you can't control them in this realm, you will not control them in the next. And it will be pretty hilarious. Well, from my perspective, because I figured that aspect out. But it's pretty hilarious sometimes. Sometimes we come in and help because we don't want to see people suffer. But to see a newbie who's like, whoa, exactly how I feel is exactly how everything changes into. It's cute. Hi friends. It's good to be here with you. Isabel had upgrades to her energy body. These weren't from me though. Sorry y'all, I'm just scanning her energy body, making sure that there's no implants or anything like that. She's straight. She had a little bit of stuck energy in her leg, but nothing major. She's straight. These words. I think these implants come from the Orion constellation. I wonder if Isabel did some work for them. Interesting. Anyway, I guess we're all learning new things today, which is the most fun, isn't it? Let's talk about dimensions. There are an infinite number of dimensions. There are subdimensions. There are realms and realms within realms. Imagine looking through a kaleidoscope, and imagine that kaleidoscope fragmenting into smaller and smaller aspects forever. That's how many dimensions there are. That if we were at the 0 point, dimensions go up to infinity and down to infinity. Although once you get at a certain level, there's less and less entities because it's just so repetitive. And like, honestly, nobody wants to be so far away from all the other people, which we're people too. Like, you guys think that because you're in a body that makes you a person, when it's your soul that makes you who you are. So wherever you go, you're always going to be around people. So learn to love one another. So imagine there's infinite number of realms that you can tap into and go to. You want to deal more with ones that are rare. It's funny because I think of a steak the way she did waitressing for a long time. But I think of the way someone would order steak. You want to deal with realms that are rare or medium rare. Which means that a decent amount of energy is put into them. However, very powerful energy was put into these realms. Until you get to, and some of you have realms that you've already created prior to coming here. Noble, you're one of them. And you are very noble. You have a realm, and you've been adding to it since you've been here, so that's very good. You can create a realm to go to. There's a lot of individuals that are going to, that don't have the ability right now to create these realms. You have to start. You're going to think you're creating that realm, but you're not, because you don't have the ability to focus. And some individuals are too stuck on mundane energy. I don't know what's wrong with some of you guys on this planet. Some people are too stuck into a mundane energy, and they haven't dealt with trauma, and they haven't dealt with reordering their mind. This is a very chaotic, emotionally based individual, and it is their chaos and their inability to take responsibility for the self that will ultimately lead them into a cycle of reincarnation over and over and over again. And they may actually reincarnate into the hell realms if they don't begin to make a shift. So, and these are the individuals. This is one specific person that we're focusing on, that we can see clearly. It's a male. But there are other individuals on the planet that are dealing with this fate as well. And it's not something that has to go on. It's actually something that can be changed. And it just starts with personal responsibility. It starts with forgiveness, with love, with learning unconditional love, and yet balancing that out with healthy boundaries. You know, knowing who loves you. Dealing with your obsession with materialism. Materialism shouldn't even be an obsession, because once materialism is an obsession for you, you're truly dealing in a realm of scarcity. So many of you need to grab your staff or rod of power, Stamp it into the ground and start actually creating powerful change in your life. And so many are also not connected to their higher self. They're falling. They just choose not to be connected to their higher self, and that's their own personal free will. Even your higher self can't force you to do that. So, and then for some, there's a veil that was maliciously put there. So it's like a filter in between the higher self and the earthly self. You know, or the heavenly self and earthly self. If you want to put it in those terms, it makes more sense. So you can literally just do a meditation and just remove the filter that's over the third eye and crown chakra. And then this is how some people will be able to connect back in with their higher self. It's a start. You really do need to work on that heart space. Or it is still a heart chakra, but Isabel's only been working with 3 for the last 2 weeks, and it's going pretty good for her. She's dealing with the primordial chakras. Which it doesn't matter what you choose to do. She just finds this easier because there's less portals for entities, and she doesn't have to focus on closing up the back of the chakra so much. Because she let those kind of fade away. But for a lot of people, they still need these. For her, she worked with them for a long time, so she was ready to move on to a different system that was more energetically easier on her. Because it's crazy, but honestly, guys, less is more. Less is always more. And I feel like at this time, a lot of you are figuring that out, that less is more. As far as any aspect of spirituality, I mean, there's so many complexities out here, but every complexity can be reduced down to a simple truth. So, I'm going to leave you guys with that for now. Thank you so much. I hope that those of you that are struggling to raise your consciousness, just start with loving yourself and loving others, and then start asking for that connection with your higher self. And please leave materialism behind. I'm not saying go poor, but you're striving so much for income and money that you're not understanding that the true wealth is within you already. And so if you can't resonate with the true wealth that's having a big, rich, beautiful soul, if you can't resonate with that true wealth that's already within you and create such a resonance, it rings like a bell into the ethers, then you'll never know wealth in this reality. And abundance and manifestation aren't always just money. Money is so petty. It's people giving you gifts. It's a warm hug. It's a beautiful house to live in where you don't pay all the bills, as you guys would say. At this time, it's things like that. It's being with people you love. And yeah, it could be silks and jasper and diamonds and beautiful clothes. That's an aspect of it. But abundance and true wealth is so much more than that. So I want you all to start focusing on feeling that vibration and allowing it to ring out and create resonance so that you can draw to you and even create. Once you get good, you can create this out of nowhere. I'm not going to tell you the secret of that right now, but it's possible. I do it all the time. Dealing with frequencies and vibrations is what's going to help with that. So I leave you all in harmony, peace, wholeness, and I love you. You guys take care of yourselves. Bye. Woo, that was interesting. No questions. My bad for the lack of engagement. You're straight. All right, guys. So that was our 5th Thoth channeling. Very fiery today. Very interesting. I'll get up with you guys soon. Peace.